Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. Welcome to the pod every Wednesday, back to represent. Two dudes with attitudes, yeah, here comes the main event. Every week it's the dudes from the east and the west, breaking down everything you've seen and the best of the best. Came together on TikTok, hit it off from the jump, now they never gon' stop. Shooting star, PRS, you can hit the follow. My wrestling opinion is someone you should all know, and they call him MWO. Yeah, it's rich on the flow, and I thought you should know. Two dudes in the mood that be dropping the jewels. This is not for the fools, this is just how we do. Talking WWE, no one is touching the team. Cool, calm, collected, the methods will be. You can hit the 5 stars when it's time to rate on whatever platforms. Two dudes, get it straight, yeah.
What's good, Two Dudes with Attitudes podcast? What is up with that new intro, my man?
Like that,
Tell him, Shooting Star.
Yeah.
Tell him, we got our own rappers now, my boy.
That's right. That's me. That's me rapping.
That was you? Oh, no.
Yeah, that was you. No, that's
no credit to your boy, huh?
No, that's Rich Latta is his name. And yeah, he put together not one rap for us, but 2 raps.
That's
one
right.
for WWE Wednesday and one for AEW Friday. So we'll have a new one dropping. I got to remember to play the right one though. That's the pressure's all on me now. But no, this is it's good stuff. And if you're not following him, he's on Instagram. He's at Rich Latta 32, I believe, and it's LATTA 32 on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of it. And he is a rapper in the Atlanta area, and he is also a producer, and he does some good stuff. So I appreciate him giving us, providing this for us. It's pretty sweet.
Cheers to you, my man. Cheers. I never met him, but thank you. Hopefully I can meet him one day. It was awesome. Yeah. Good stuff. Atlanta. I'll go to Atlanta, man. No problem. Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah.
The players play. I'm all for it. But yeah, that was cool, man. Cool. And shout outs to B-roll for the old one. Now we got the new one. Sometimes, I feel like we a Wolfpack. We got to have that boom, 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 boom. Remember the Wolfpack rap? Wolfpack back with mass destruction. He had like the same voice. So it's keeping us real with Two Dudes. But anyway, welcome to Tuesday. We're no longer Wednesday, though. It was, we can't call it WWE. Well, we're going to go back to Wednesday again after summer.
Yeah, but and it's almost Wednesday. We got about an hour and a half until it's Wednesday,
man, your time. I'm going to, after this, go back, watch some TV, eat another dinner. I'm like, I got a whole night ahead of me. But yes, everyone, WWE, and it was a busy week. And for all of you that I just want to throw it out there. We are no longer going to be discussing NXT from this week. Mr. MWO's on the West Coast, the best coast, but we don't have NXT until 30 minutes from now. I get a pre-recorded 8 o'clock one, so I have no idea who won. Don't put them in the comments. Don't give me any spoilers. Don't let me know that Braun Breaker is now the champion and he's wrestling, Finn Balor at Money in the Bank. Don't spoil it for me, okay? But in all realness, so now we're going to just talk about a quick preview, but we're still going to do SmackDown and Raw. And then on AEW Thursdays from now until we go back to our regularly scheduled programming, when I go back to my normal job, we are going to be talking about Dynamite and Collision, the first ever Collision. So new times, new everything. So, and we're hoping to get some watch-alongs as well, right, this summer. Let's get it going, right?
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I want to watch SummerSlam 2002. That's the one I want to
watch. All right. Who's in that?
That's where Shawn Michaels came back
against Triple H?
That's Triple H, yeah. And Rock and Brock.
That's like top 3 greatest matches of Shawn Michaels ever. Is that I cried during that entire match. It was 2002. I was 21. I cried that entire match because I thought Shawn was like legit gonna get like injured again because Triple H worked his back the entire match.
Yeah, I was worried about that too, and that's I love that match. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Only time Shawn wrestled in jeans. I mean, dude was like, "There's a street fight. I'm gonna come out in jeans."
It's an unsanctioned match, so he didn't have his gear. That's how you do an unsanctioned match. You don't have a contract signing for it. You don't have you don't have referees doing stoppages and no, you let them fight.
Yeah, let them fight. Fight night. And we can do that watch along whenever we want because, like I said, we can do whatever. Hopefully, we can do a watch along for Collision. That'd be fun. We can do a watch along for one of the pay-per-views or the pay. We got we're gonna do something. We're gonna go big. But anyway, you ready to talk about this week? This week was big, man. I think some things happened, right? There's a reason why I'm rocking my merch today. You know what I mean? My Bloodline merch, right? I think I don't want to spoil it, but I think you know why I'm rocking it. Maybe an end of an era, or maybe a beginning of a civil war that they announced on Raw, but we'll get into that. But on SmackDown, I want to start off with the opening match, the only match that went over 3 minutes. That was the tag team gauntlet match, and I wanted to talk about the winners, but I was actually kind of digging this gauntlet match. So most gauntlet matches, they start off with 2 guys, right? The 2 teams will come out, and then all the rest of the teams you don't know, and they come out through the ramp. They decided this week to do kind of like they were all sitting in chairs waiting. It was kind of a cool thing. I kind of liked it. They didn't interfere with the match. They were just there. They were visible. They were enjoying it or not enjoying it, but they were just kind of chilling in the chair, and then they kind of had to get like oh shoot, I'm in. It was kind of like Elimination Chamber without the chamber, right? It was. I kind of dug it. I thought it was a cool vibe. But basically, this match was talked about in 3 words, right? It was Brawling Brutes beats everyone, Pretty Deadly wins. Basically, is what happened, and I love it. What better way for a heel tag team to get over than allowing a babyface team to beat everybody, than you to come in, cheat to win, to do the dirty work, then go to a commercial break to only cut a promo on the tag team champs, claiming that you just beat 6 teams that get, or 5 teams that get to the number 1 contendership. Awesome stuff. Amazing. Pretty Deadly is phenomenal. They're above their times. They're like the Rockers if the Rockers were Shawn Michaels once he left the Rockers, right? Does that make sense to you? Like they're both the sexy boys, but they're the Rockers. They're just a phenomenal tag team. You don't know what they are, right? Are they straight? Are they not? Are they just 2 dudes who are flamboyant? But they're fun. They're tough. They're buff. They're, Wade Barrett constantly talks about how manly they are and how just because you're sexy and you do this and that does not make you not manly, which I love that Wade Barrett brought that up, or he said something in that context. Pretty Deadly is just their entrance, everything about them. I've loved them in NXT. I always thought they should have already been in the main roster. Win or lose, right? And they're going to lose. Win or lose, this is going to put Pretty Deadly on the map, get them going, get some fans to hate them, to boo them. This worked. What did you think? The right people won, or should it have been Brawling Brutes? What do you think?
No, I thought the right people won. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how they're treating Pretty Deadly on the main roster. Mm-hmm. They were the group I was mainly one of the most concerned about. I really thought that they were going to be kind of given that jobber treatment when called up, but man, Triple H has done a great job with them. They're over. The fans hate them. They cheat to win. They wrestle phenomenally. They're a great team to work with. They're a legit team. Yeah, I think this is this is going to put them on the map. I don't think they're going to win. Is it at Money in the Bank, or is it on the SmackDown before Money in the Bank?
It says 2 SmackDowns from now or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the SmackDown before is pretty stacked as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to put them on the map, and yeah, I think people are going to appreciate Pretty Deadly because I think they were the right team to win. Brawling Brutes showed out too. I think they're getting better and better, and Sheamus, of course, is the leader of that group, and Butch is in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So it's Sheamus and Ridge Holland, who they've teamed in the past together before they were the Brawling Brutes, and yeah, they looked really good. The one thing I was most concerned about was the Street Profits. They went out quick. They went out really fast. And then, Montez Ford isn't in the Money in the Bank match when a lot of people felt that he should. He lost the qualifying match. So it does make me concerned about what's going on with the Street Profits. Is this the start of their turn, or are they going to do away with that and they're not going to do anything with them anymore? Because I really thought they were going to turn them by now, or split them up by now or something. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Street Profits, but I guess it's another discussion for another day. But I like what they're doing with the Pretty Deadly and the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah, and Ford didn't take the L, so that's one hint, wink, wink. And it was that was a clean L, man. That was clean.
Yeah, and it was quick. Like I like got up and the match started to go get something to drink, and I came back and sat down, and I'm like, where are the Street Profits? They just came out.
And you could have Brawl and Brute start against anybody and have the Street Profits lose third or something. So but if you wanted the Brawl and Brutes to defeat everybody on the way in. But yeah, weird booking, but nonetheless, ending was what needed to be. So
yeah. It was a solid way to open SmackDown. I want to talk about a segment yet again that completely missed for me. And that is the Grayson Waller effect. He is officially 0 for 3, and it might be time to retire it on the main roster, just because it's just not landing. And this one he had Charlotte Flair as his guest, and this one was better. It was better than the last two with Asuka and then the one with AJ Styles. But this one was better, but it was because of Bianca Belair and Charlotte, not because of Grayson Waller. Usually it's the Miz who carries Miz TV and makes it entertaining, or the KO show when he did that, he made it entertaining. The highlight reel, Jericho made it entertaining. Grayson Waller made it entertaining on NXT, but for whatever reason, it's not landing on the main roster. This one, like I said, was better, but he had Charlotte Flair as his guest on, and it was just an awkward time. He was wooing before he was even supposed to, and then she was talking about her accomplishments, and then he didn't woo, and she was like, it's at this time that you want to start wooing, and then he wooed. It was just a really weird segment that I think Bianca Belair actually saved when she came out and interrupted and threw some jabs back at Charlotte Flair, talking about how she left at WrestleMania. Charlotte had a good point too, that she lost to Rhea at WrestleMania and didn't get her rematch, so she's on the same level as Bianca because Bianca wants her rematch. But Bianca had the zinger that she left. Charlotte left after WrestleMania, and she keeps leaving when she loses, and Bianca's here to carry the show. So, I mean, I thought it was a better interaction between the two. It does make me feel like Asuka's kind of getting buried here a little bit.
I'm
because
worried.
It's too focused on Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair that I feel like they're going to use. It's going to be a win for Charlotte Flair to get that title, and then it's going to set up Bianca versus Charlotte, and Asuka's going to be kind of be forgotten about in this. And Asuka's doing great things. I mean, that win at Night of Champions where she sprayed the mist and then rubbed it on Bianca's face and to win the title that way. I mean, that was awesome. And I hope she doesn't become the pawn in this chess game that Bianca and Charlotte are playing. I hope that she keeps the title, she retains it, and then let Charlotte and Bianca actually feud without the belt, and let Asuka feud with other people.
What did you think of Charlotte's outfit?
Yeah, it was weird.
And I'm finally not going with the sexy thing. I'm like, and I'm not saying Charlotte's not sexy, but her outfit was bizarre to say the least, right? It was like,
it was very, very odd. And it lolooked like she was part of the Grayson Waller effect set. I was like, what is going on?
But like see-through, but like,
sometimes, because I used to do TV reporting in college, and they're always like, you want to wear a dark shirt because you're going to be in a green screen, and you don't want to wear something too revealing. Don't wear white. Don't wear this. Don't wear that. And I felt like that they didn't give her that memo, that the lights and stuff. And so maybe she was blending in with the effect, but it was a questionable outfit. I mean, she looked great. Don't get me wrong, but she always looks great.
Yeah, but it was weird. I just wanted to get your take on it because right when she walked out, I was like, "What?" And it threw me off before the Grayson Waller effect even started. But I think we're going to start doing WWE Tuesday/Wednesday. Why the Grayson Waller effect sucks. I think that's what you're going to. We're going to have to call it this because you are. And they promote it big time. They show them like putting the set together every time. It gets like airtime.
They have the social media stuff scrolling on the screen.
All the
this
fake.
Is the highlight of I know. This is the highlight of the week at Grayson Waller fan 72.
Here's the thing, right? I didn't think it was as bad as the other weeks, and we talked about this. To each its own, but we have been talking about why this Grayson Waller effect isn't working is because he's not being the heel that he has been, right? The heel that he is. Yeah. And I think this week was even worse. He wanted to woo. He was all about Charlotte. And then when Bianca came out, he was like dancing to her music. He was like all like, when was Grayson Waller like a fanboy? It was really weird shit. And this is what I'm really thinking that's missing and why the Grayson Waller effective and misses.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair, she said some good stuff. I thought her promo should have been more. I think she needs a turn. You don't say that I'm going to do whatever I want to do and then come out and not do whatever you want to do. Like, don't say it, girl. Do it, right? Maybe she's going to a Money in the Bank because she said she's going to be there and watching the match. So maybe she is going to interfere and become a heel. I don't know. But either way, I don't think it's the end of Asuka. I think Charlotte and Bianca are going to get in each other's way. I think Charlotte's finally not going to win a belt for once. Asuka is going to continue on, and we're going to start a pretty cool Bianca-Charlotte feud. That's what I'm calling. Where Charlotte's the baby face and Bianca's the heel. I'm calling it now. You heard it here first.
Yeah, they listen to us, so wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But something's got to happen, and yeah, I want Grayson Waller to. I think also we're not seeing him wrestle. So
no, why?
These Grayson Waller effects, like we don't know anything. Like again, WWE is not catering. Like NXT, people that watch NXT are people that also, are the hardcore, more of the hardcore wrestling fans than the casual fans. They're the ones that watch WWE, AEW, everything. Majority of them, not all of them. So they already know who Grayson Waller is.
Yeah.
But the casuals don't. And the people that only watch WWE and only watch the main roster, he's just some guy interviewing people. They haven't seen him wrestle. They haven't seen him cut a promo. They haven't seen the stuff he was doing with Shawn Michaels just recently and all the stuff he did with Gargano and everything down in NXT. So
which was all great.
Let's get him in some wrestling matches. Let's get him in a program. Let's get him in a feud. And then let him do the Grayson Waller effect. And I think it will go over significantly better. But having him just randomly be a fanboy, and this was even questionable when they did the draft. I mean, he's like standing up clapping for who was it? Tiffany Stratton when she got drafted to
remember
SmackDown?
that? Yeah.
And he was like supposed to be this like awful heel.
No, not Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton's a champion in NXT.
Not
Indy Hartwell. Indy
Hartwell. Yeah, Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
When she got drafted to SmackDown, he was like clapping for her, standing ovation, and like, that's not who he is. It's not his character. It was just. Yeah, I feel like they're doing Pretty Deadly right and Grayson Waller wrong, and I really thought it would be the other way around when they got drafted.
True that. Well, what happened to Indy Hartwell? So, all right, so let's bring up. So the thing I wanted to talk about was I praised Triple H. What's up, Entertainment 76?
Yeah,
I don't know who that is, but what's good on Twitch, my man? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. My That's man, right. Two Dudes Wolf Pack. Oh, I want to talk about something that I found was interesting because I praise Triple H so much with what he has done since he's taken over. But I felt like this was a very Vince McMahon SmackDown. And why do I say that? Is because we had 4 matches, I think in total. The only match that went over 3 minutes was the tag team gauntlet match. We had Knight versus Escobar. We had Styles and Michin versus Cross and Scarlett. And we had Io Sky versus Selena Vega. And all 3 of those matches were under 3 minutes. All of them under 3 minutes. So you're going to tell me you have LA Knight, AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Io Sky. So, I mean, that's talent. Selena Vega. And you're going to have all these people in less than 3 minute matches. And I know we needed to get to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. But I wanted to bring up, because I know you're going to talk about the main event. But with time constraints, they straight went to a commercial break, came back, did Roman's entrance, and went to a commercial break. Go back and watch it. Commercial break, Roman's entrance, commercial break. I get that they're trying to make Roman, who's on my shirt, my boy, Roman, the Undertaker entrance now, but this is funny. Yeah. Like, you could have just cut out that entrance and just done, or a commercial break, and added more time to the matches. And all the matches were Escobar beats Knight. You're going to have LA Knight lose to Santos Escobar. LA Knight, who's been on fire, who is probably the most over wrestler who isn't popular. And you're going to have him job when he's probably going to lose or win the Money in the Bank. And you're going to have him lose to Santos Escobar. Makes no sense. Styles and Michin, I mean, that's a good match right now with the OC versus Cross and Scarlett trying to push them. Cross needs the biggest push he can. You give him a 3 minute match. That really showed what he can do. At least he finally got a win. Yeah. And then Io Sky Selena Vega was 3 minutes, and Io Sky loses due to Bayley. But you built the feud. I get it. You did tell stories. I get it. You had Cross win. You had Io Sky lose because of Bayley messing it up. I get it. But at the same time, let's give these wrestlers some more time. That's such Vince McMahon booking. The reason why SmackDown has been so great since Triple H took over and Raw has been so great is because we were having AEW type length matches, right? They were getting 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes in these matches, but yet still having that great storyline build and backstage promos that WWE is so good at. So yeah, I'm not trying to knock it because this SmackDown ended probably in my opinion, the greatest SmackDown ending ever. Maybe since the first episode when Shawn kicked The Rock in the face with Sweet Chin Music and Triple H won. And Shawn cut a high or drunk promo afterwards where he was like, this is the click and friends stick together. And they were like, dude, you guys aren't friends right now in storyline, bro. And then Shawn didn't show up again until he was like the commissioner. But until he became back like a year later or whatever. But
then he did it again to The Rock when he was like the best referee in that Iron Man match.
Yeah, remember they hated each other in real life.
Yeah.
So
they never wrestled. Yeah.
Nope, because The Rock refused. Yeah. Boo on The Rock. But what say you? Did it matter? The quick matches told a point. So is it fine? 3-minute matches on TV are okay. Or I mean, it just came to my notification and a realization, and I was like, dude, this is whack. We need more than 3-minute matches.
I mean, I think the tag team gauntlet match too was another big part of the 3-minute matches, because those matches are always so long and drawn out, and
it was like 25 minutes or so, right? I mean, that was the match itself, so it probably took up over 30 so minutes of the 2 hours. Yeah.
So, but I mean, and just some of the questionable decisions. I mean, you have LA Knight losing. You have, Zelina Vega, who's one of the hottest people right now in, literally and in WWE at the moment, as she, is going to Money in the Bank. You have them. I mean, Karrion Kross got a win, so I guess that's good. But yeah. I mean, it's really hard to tell a lot about people when you give them such short matches. Zelina Vega did defeat Io Sky, but still, you don't know. We don't know really. I don't know. I'm not a fan of these short matches. I think it's quick. It's too quick. You can't really. I mean, you tell a story, but by the time the bell rings, the story's over, and they're moving on to something else, and it's just hard to build momentum off of that. And so. That's my thing. Like LA Knight. And I said this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about LA Knight, how I can't take him seriously as a legit threat to win Money in the Bank because he keeps losing all these matches. And now here he is losing to Santos Escobar. Like, why? I don't understand the booking decision either of having these guys and girls go against each other going into Money in the Bank. Escobar's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. LA Knight's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Why are they? I understand you want them to have
Io Sky, Zelina Vega.
Yeah, they're in the match. Like, I understand you want them to have beef with each other and you want them to have a story going into it, but you can't book yourself into this corner because neither one of them can afford a loss going into a big pay-per-view. But it really is hard for me to take LA Knight seriously as a contender, top contender. When he's losing to Escobar, it would be hard for me to take Escobar seriously if he's losing to LA Knight, and Zelina Vega seriously when she's losing to Io Sky, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't like it when they book themselves into these corners.
Yeah. And they all needed to be taking wins. And WWE's always booked Money in the Bank like that, where they put them together instead of putting them separate. Have them beat other people. Santos Escobar needed a win. So have him beat somebody else. Have LA Knight, who needs to keep winning, have him get a win. Have Zelina get a win. Have Io Sky lose from Bayley against somebody else, not against Zelina. Like, you got to have, like, push everybody so everybody goes in on a hot streak, right? You need everybody kind of. And now Bayley's going to lose her Money in the Bank, so it doesn't even matter anyway. So
And Escobar's not going to win, and still not convinced LA Knight's going to win. So I don't know.
Logan Paul, baby. We'll talk about that later, but
but let's get into it. We alluded to it. What could be the greatest ending in SmackDown history, and that was the Bloodline. We had the commercial break, the Roman Reigns entrance, and the commercial break, and then the moment we've all been waiting for, the opportunity to see which way Jey Uso was gonna go. Was he gonna, I just imagine Shane McMahon. Which way does he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? So
here comes the money. Yeah.
Which way will he go? Which way will he go? But
he ain't going anywhere anymore. He's probably in a wheelchair. Sorry, keep going.
With his torn quads. But yeah, we had we started off with Roman Reigns cutting a promo talking about respect and the bloodline and all this stuff. And then out came Jey Uso, and Jey Uso he was on fire. I love their promo style. Both the Usos promo style used to get on my nerves when they first did it. Now I love it. They cut the best promos. They feed off of each other really well, and
they really do.
They finish each other's sentences. They're like that perfect little couple that they know what the next one's going to say, and it's perfect. But Jey Uso brought the heat. He was talking about he referred to Jimmy as Joshua, or I think he was talking about himself.
He's Joshua. Yeah,
he's Joshua, but he was telling the story of how his parents always said, "You got to keep up, Joshua. What you doing, Joshua?" Because he was always playing second fiddle to Jimmy, and he said that everything he's done when he was main event Jey Uso is all because of him. And he points to Roman Reigns, and Roman he's loving it because he's like, he's going to do it.
Laughing.
He's going to fall.
Yeah.
He's laughing. He's going to fall in line, laughing at Jimmy's expense. Jimmy is acting it perfectly because he looks really distraught. He looks upset. The wise man, he's over there smirking, and they're still carrying 3 belts, by the way. I don't know if you know.
We wanted to talk because we brought that up originally that he's going to do it, isn't he? They were in the back all piled up. Heyman wore them. Roman pointed at him before he walked into the ring, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So what are they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm confused. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but Paul Heyman cuts he smirks. He's holding all 3 belts, and he's happy. Solo Sikoa is Solo Sikoa. He's not doing anything.
He's doing his thing.
He's just standing there.
Yeah.
He's enforcing. But it was, and then Jay delivers the line, and he says, "Guess what, Jimmy? You're out." And everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna fall in line." And then the camera pans around, and it's filmed perfectly. And Jay leans in, and he says, "And I'm out too," and then hits a perfect super kick. Perfect.
Roman took it perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. They didn't slap the leg. He sold it perfectly, and Roman went down. And then Solo had a delayed reaction because I think he was shocked and distraught. And then Jimmy super kicked Solo, and then Roman got up and he's yelling at them like, "You're trying to leave me? You're gonna leave me? You're gonna quit?" And then they both super kicked Roman again perfectly. He sold it perfectly, and Roman is out. And that pop that both of those guys got was loud. It was a big moment on SmackDown. It was probably the greatest ending in SmackDown's history. I don't remember the last time SmackDown ended that crazy, that shocking. And I honestly didn't think this was going to happen on a SmackDown or a Raw. I thought maybe it would happen at Money in the Bank in London.
That's pay-per-view worthy endings.
Yeah. And this, they gave it to us on free TV, and it was incredible. And hats off to Jimmy Uso. Hats off to Jey Uso. Jey Uso, we've been saying this. He's the one to dethrone Roman. It's not Cody Rhodes. It's not Solo. It started with Jay. It needs to end with Jay. And I think that's the path that they're going down. But I loved every moment of this. This had me hook, line, and sinker. My jaw was on the floor afterwards. I was, I don't normally say holy shit when I'm watching wrestling or chant the whole, like when the fans are doing it, I'm like, really? They just put somebody through the announce table. Like, that's not this was a holy shit moment. And I was like blown away at how perfectly executed it was.
Is it crazy that we can see Roman Reigns get betrayed like 3 straight times and it's a holy shit moment? That's just how over Roman is, how amazing the storyline is, how everybody needs to beat Roman. And I always talk about how MJF was like one of the best at putting people over. Like, if you feud with MJF, you're going to become a star. Roman is that man. Look at Sami Zayn's career, right? After feuding. Look at the Usos right now after this. I mean, Jay is going to become that dude. He will dethrone. It's going to happen. That was his moment. We're going to foresee the future of Raw. They already announced it's Roman and Solo versus the Usos at Money in the Bank. It's
Bloodline Civil War.
Bloodline Civil War. So are we going to get that, right? Is Civil War happening, or is this the end of the Bloodline? Are they going to bring back The Rock? Are they going to bring other people in? Are we going to start having the Bloodline still go on? He's still the tribal chief. There's so many things.
There's other Fatus out there too.
Dude, this can go on for another year. That's what I'm saying. So this doesn't have to be the end. I think it's the end, but it doesn't have to be, man. We can bring back Rikishi. We can do it all, man. We can go big and make this thing fun and entertaining. Or or it just ends and at WrestleMania 40 or SummerSlam, and it is what it is. But I don't know if you saw that there was an angle that WWE posted on TikTok or somebody did. I thought it was WWE. It was like a higher up angle of him taking that kick. And that kick was Roman never gets enough respect. We give so much respect to the Kenny Omegas and Will Ospreys and the Daniel Bryans and Shawn Michaels and whoever else of selling so well. But Roman is so underrated with how well he sells his beatdowns. And he took that kick. He hit and fell like a ton of bricks. And then he got up, perfect timing of when he needed to, and pleaded and begged, and then took two more at the same time and sold it like a whap. Like it hit him it made it so much more important. And, before we go to Raw, there was a moment too where WWE posted a behind the scenes or what happened after Raw or SmackDown went off the air, and the crowd chanted to Roman, "You deserved it," right. While Roman was like, basically like crying in his way, like so distraught that the fans are like, "You deserve it." It's just amazing. That's I don't even think we need to talk about it anymore. It's just
I put that
so great.
I put your TikTok video of that on our YouTube shorts, and the comments on that are so funny because there's so many people that think it's he does deserve it. He has really hurt the Usos, and he's been the tribal. He hasn't been a good leader. I'm like, all right, guys, chill out.
So what Shooting Star is saying, I posted a video of that moment where they're chanting "You deserve it," and I put a thing about the comment. The main part of it was "Do better, fans," and I talked about how dare you fans chant "You deserve it" to the greatest wrestler ever, and how he doesn't. And I forget how many adult fans / kid fans / teenage fans / whatever age they are truly feel like this isn't scripted and this is real. And people will attack. My TikTok is mostly satire and people don't buy it. So some do, some don't. Some get my Dom love, although I really am in love with Dom. But people don't get it and they do get it. But no matter what I put on there, it's all satire. It's all about to get aroused. I used to do it for Austin Theory, and people are just like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious how mad people got. I should go back and read those comments on our
they're like, he does deserve it. He's done nothing but hurt the Usos, and he's not been a good leader and a good head. I'm like, all right, guys, chill. All right.
Yeah, it's scripted. He's being scripted, but anyway.
Yeah.
But
no, it was all good. I loved it all. And there's so many ways that this story can go. Yet again, Roman could come out next week and say, we're reloading. We're not gonna rebuild. We're gonna reload. We're gonna.
And this is my wise man. Yeah.
He could bring out Jacob Fatu. He could bring out all these other people that are rumored to be signed with WWE or close to signing with WWE. And I do want to see Rikishi get more involved. I really thought he would have been more, especially because of the elders singing solo to. They never really followed up with that. I do want to see Rikishi get involved a little bit. Love to see The Rock get involved. I mean, there's so many ways that they can do this.
Maybe I know. I don't know how Impact contracts work, but how dope would it be if Roman brought somebody's wife into it? She left Impact and joined his side of the bloodline.
Trinity.
So you never know, my man. I'm just saying things happen, and Impact has good deals with. I'm just saying.
He could bring Nia Jax back, and and Tamina could come over. I mean, there's so many ways that they could
so many things. So big things happening. And speaking of big things, going to Raw. Raw was popping. It was a good night of Raw, and I want to talk about a certain return. The Miz comes out, and The Miz gets a promo like only The Miz can. He is so awesome. Talks about the number one challenger, Seth Rollins thing, and how he should be doing it, and how he's so awesome. And all of a sudden, the man, the legend, the greatest NXT champion that ever lived, you heard it here, Tommaso Ciampa comes back and returns looking phenomenal in his normal ring gear, not his stupid Miz ring gear. And he comes out, and the Miz is pumped. The announcers sell it awesomely because, Corey Graves and Homeboy are like, oh, he's returning. Yay, they're going to be friends again. And the Miz is so excited, and they have a match, and Tommaso puts him down like only Tommaso can, and the Miz sells it as only Miz can. This was literally the perfect way to get Tommaso Ciampa back onto WWE television. A lot of people, once again, we talk about how they don't watch NXT, they don't know him, they don't see him a lot. This was a perfect way to get him. The crowd popped well. The Miz is the best person to beat and to sell for you. And I loved it all. And now I'm looking forward to the Way reunion. Let's get DIY back together right now, Triple H. Let's do it. Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano. Let's have the rest of the crew behind them. Let's go. I want to see old Ciampa back. I want to see heel Ciampa as well soon. But right now, we can do babyface Ciampa. Let's get him with Johnny Gargano. Let's see some big things. Were you excited to see Ciampa back, or was it a meh? I knew somebody was returning because The Miz was talking it up like somebody was going to come back.
No, I was excited.
It's better than Matt Riddle coming back again. So.
Yeah. How many times?
Although he wrestled earlier.
Yeah. But no, this was all good. The one thing I liked too was they did the little things right in this too. They had Tommaso Ciampa attack The Miz, but even in the match, you could hear and Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick pointed to this in commentary.
Kevin Patrick, yes.
You could hear he calls him KP.
Yeah.
I'm always like Kristaps Porzingis. I'm like, who's KP? Like,
wow.
Like, yeah, because that's what they call him KP too. And
yeah, they did. Is he still playing?
Yeah, he plays for the Wizards now. He was part of the. He got traded from He was with Dallas. Or he was with the Knicks.
The last I heard him was on the Knicks. Yeah,
And then he was traded for like a bucket of basketballs to the Wizards or something. But, he's still playing. He's still balling too. But anyway, like. It was the little things, right? You heard Ciampa say, "You didn't text me one time while I was gone in that 9 months, and not one phone call, not one email." So it told the story of why he was coming out there to beat up the Miz without having him cut a promo or anything. I thought it was all well done. I thought it was all very good. I like that Ciampa looked like a stud. He looked he had his old ring music back. He had his old ring gear back. Yeah, I mean, I if this is how they're going to book him going forward, I'm all in. I want to see what they do with him. He is the greatest NXT champion of all time, as we talked about. And yeah, I loved all of this. I think it was good stuff. There was a rumor. There's a rumor going around that Vince McMahon changed the script, and it was that it was going to be Ciampa that answered Seth Rollins' open challenge, but he didn't want Ciampa to lose his first match back. So he changed that to have the Finn Balor beatdown, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then had Ciampa wrestle The Miz so that he could get that win. That's what the rumor is. That's what the dirt sheets are saying, but I don't know if that
was a good choice by Vince then. I mean, that's a better decision.
You got to give Vince his props if that's the truth. But Ciampa, he looked like $1 million out there, and hopefully they ride this momentum, and he doesn't fall down the path of Gargano where we don't see him. They were in Cleveland, and Johnny Gargano didn't even show up. He's from Cleveland.
Dude lives there.
Yeah. So I mean, he's LA Knight, and he wasn't even at WrestleMania. So
me, you, and Patrick were there, and he was nowhere to be seen. He wasn't even there to sign autographs, I believe. So yeah. No,
but keep it up with Ciampa. I want to see more of him, and keep having him. I'm okay with him feuding with The Miz a little bit longer too.
Yeah.
I mean, So that's how you build him.
Yes, sir.
And for me, I want to talk about another big return that came on Monday Night Raw, and that was Mr. Cleveland himself, Logan Paul.
Woo.
Social media superstar, social media icon, Logan Paul, as WWE refers to him.
Yeah.
And he made his return sitting on top of a ladder, so we all knew where this was going. And, he's doing his promo from top of a ladder. I thought he had some good lines.
He did.
Interesting fact, I did not know that Jerry the King Lawler was from Cleveland. I really thought he was from Memphis. He did everything in his career in Memphis. I didn't realize he was from Cleveland. I like that he made fun of himself. I thought this was his best promo that he's done. I like that he made fun of himself and his brother. He said that Cleveland's a city full of losers. He said that Jake Paul just lost his own brother. He lost to Seth Rollins. The Miz lost earlier tonight.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just talking about, and he's going to change that narrative, and he's going to go to Money in the Bank because he met with the board, and he's now added to the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I'm like, okay. Like, all these other people have to earn it. LA Knight and Santos Escobar had to beat Mustafa Ali and Baron
Yeah.
Corbin had to lose to somebody in 15 seconds he lost to Butch to
Butch,
get
yeah.
to qualify, and Logan Paul just asked for it and he
Mhm.
gets in. I mean, that's to me that's I don't know if this was a Vince McMahon decision or a Triple H decision, but that's the same move that Vince McMahon did last year at Money in the Bank when he came out and said, "Hey, by the way, we're putting Austin Theory in this match."
Yeah,
You know, the
same thing. Yeah.
same Austin Theory that lost earlier in the night to Bobby Lashley. We're putting him in this match, and yeah, he's gonna. In Theory ended up winning it. So
Mhm.
I hope they're not going down that path again, where Logan Paul ends up winning Money in the Bank. But I thought his promo was good. He's going to be in Money in the Bank. That's the big takeaway from it. And then that led to a number of people coming out, including Ricochet, who said that Logan Paul's only famous because Ricochet made him famous at the Royal Rumble with that high
Mhm.
spot. I feel like it's the other way around, but but that's neither here nor there. And then Nakamura came out. And he cut a promo, and I mean everybody looked strong. Then out came
Yeah.
LA Knight, and he's the most over guy, and like the pop he got was
Whew.
insane.
Yeah.
The crowd loved it. He said that Logan Paul's making videos for 14-year-old girls. He drew him
Great
a map of places that where he can go to stick his Money in the Bank contract up or something.
Yeah.
And
with his prime.
yeah, that's right. Stick his prime, place
Mhm.
where he can put his prime. And then yeah, he cut a great. He did his LA Knight. Yeah, he did that whole thing. Yeah, and the one thing that was missing from that was no Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Damian
We'll
Priest,
that. Yeah.
he didn't come out at all, and I was just they didn't even mention him. They had all the Money in the Bank competitors come out and cut promos on each other. They brawled. It was a cool moment, but no Damian Priest.
Mhm.
Logan Paul looked good. He took a punch and then he delivered a punch right back. I can't remember who did it to him, but it was a cool thing. But yeah, I was really blown away at no Damian Priest.
Yeah, it was a cool moment, and I'm confused by Damian Priest, and I'm going to go into that next about Judgment Day. But I am starting. I don't like Jake Paul at all. I think the dude's a dork and not a real boxer, and I think most of his fights were rigged. And when he finally fought somebody who wasn't going to rig it, he got beat. But I do buy Prime. My son is like the biggest Prime head in the world. He makes me buy it anytime we see it. We literally drive around places that he Googles that has Prime and we have to go buy it. So I'm a Logan Paul fan now. I am digging me some Logan Paul. The dude has shown that he cares about the sport. No matter who he was outside of WWE, inside of WWE, he can go. And I think he's going to make Money in the Bank special, man. I think he's going to be the Sheldon Benjamin of this year's Money in the Bank. And I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to go ham. I think he's going to do some stupid stuff. Did you see his flip in the ropes where he hit both dudes and landed on his feet perfectly? The dude is an athletic freak. He's got a good look. That promo was phenomenal. He's getting better and better and better. I'm sold. I'm going to do another order of shirts. I just got like 8 of them. I'll do another one. I'm going to throw that Logan Paul one in there, that stupid one where he's like doing high flying something. But I'm a Logan Paul fan, man. I think he's money. I think he's doing his thing. I like that he doesn't care to take L's. And you can tell that he truly, truly respects us fans and the people in the business and the people backstage. And he's doing what he needs to do, and he's doing it right. So if you're hating on him, get the heck out of here. I think he's kind of like the opposite of what people think about with Ronda Rousey, right? And I think Ronda Rousey gets a bad rap, though. But I think he's just doing it good, doing it right. He's not a full part-timer. He's just about there. But he's been wrestling enough. He still wrestles more than Roman does. So, I mean, you got to give him props there. So, I mean, I'm liking it. I'm excited. The way he got in was stupid. But every year, there's 7 in one of the Money in the Banks. Women or the men women's match always gets that extra person. So. Why not keep the tradition?
And we'll talk about the women's match next.
We will, but yeah.
The one thing I liked about this segment, compared to the women's segment with the other Grayson Waller effect moment we had a few weeks ago, where it was all the women came out and Lacey Evans looked like Sergeant Slaughter in her outfit. This one, everybody looked like a star. I mean, even Butch Butch came out, and Logan Paul tried to bury him and say, "I don't even know who this guy is." And Butch came out and didn't even cut a promo. He just went right to fighting, and he did what he's supposed to do. And Ricochet looked good, and again, but the one glaring piece was no Damian Priest. But I'm sure we'll talk about that next. But yeah, I think everybody's looking good going into Money in the Bank.
Yes,
LA Knight had some good. He had a good lines, and he had a good moment in the ring. So.
Oh, LA Knight shined in this. He was the biggest star up at all. LA Knight, then Logan Paul, and everybody else, but everybody shined. But we are going to talk about the Judgment Day. We're going to talk about the Judgment Day roller coaster. And what do I mean by a roller coaster? What is my boy saying? Logan Paul, garbage person, great wrestler. Yeah, that is true, Patrick. Yeah, so a roller coaster goes up, and then it goes down, right? You got to go up to get down. And we start off Monday Night Raw with Seth Rollins getting beat the F down by Finn Balor. And when I say beat the F down, this is like old school gangsta Finn Balor. He beat the snot out of Seth Rollins. He did his, I forget what it's called, but his move on him where he jumps on his chest. Coup de grace, there it is. At least 4 times. I mean, off the announce tables, he was just beating the snot out of him. Seth is done. They don't think he's going to wrestle in NXT tonight. And what did they do after that? They followed up with a promo with all 4 of them coming out together in unity, and Finn Balor's still fierce. They all cut phenomenal promos. Rhea talks about how she's the most dominant wrestler in the world, how Finn's going to win the title, how Damian's going to win Money in the Bank, how Dom or her Latino Heat is going to win, again, beat Cody, the biggest wrestler right now. Judgment Day is pumping on all cylinders. I don't know. I looked on Shop WWE. I have no idea why that shirt that Rhea and Dom were wearing was not already being sold, because that shirt was freaking fire. It was like Dom and Rhea like touching each other, and it said, "You wish you were us." And on the back it said R+D. Coolest shirt ever. I need to get it now. I got every Judgment Day shirt. You'll see them all pretty soon. I've been rocking them. But great segment, great everything. They call out Cody Rhodes, find 2 partners. Cody Rhodes finds 2 partners. Of course, it's KO and Sammy, because KO's on a rampage of anger management. And so he might as well, which was great stuff. And they have their match, and you're thinking, this is Judgment Day's night, right? Yes, sir. Because when that roller coaster goes up, it's going to keep going. It falls down. And Damian Priest takes a clean pin. After Dominic gets everybody's finisher all at once, then Damian Priest falls right into Cody Rhodes' move, and game, set, match. We end the night with Judgment Day not even beating them up afterwards. They take the L, and cool. Game, set, match, Judgment Day. What in the fudge? Was that a Vince McMahon? Like, how do you have these guys rock and roll the entire night to just take it away from them in one fall? So I actually was half believing in the night. I was like, dude, are we going to get like Rhea winning, Dom winning, Priest winning, and maybe Finn win? Like, is Finn going to take it? I know Seth's doing movies. I'm like, is this going to be like a Judgment Day Money in the no, they took that away from me before I even really got it in my head. What'd you think? Am I far off? Are you allowed to take an L because they're the champs in Cody Rhodes, or can anger management boy not take another L? I mean, he's been taking them anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand why they lost. Because, Cody Rhodes has been, I don't know. He's getting that John Cena treatment again. I mean, he cannot. Now he's starting to be booked like Cena on the main card, where he can get beaten down the entire match, and then all of a sudden
Cody Rhodes out.
Yeah, he Cody's out, hits the Cody cutter, and boom, everything is 5-knuckle shuffle, and it's over. I just, like the way the night started with the Judgment Day, they looked so good. I mean, and they were in unison. They looked like they were on the same page. It looked like Finn Balor looked dominant. I mean, he beat this, and not only did he beat Seth Rollins in the ring with 4 or 5 coup de grace, he did it again when in the backstage.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
he attacked him again backstage and continued the beatdown as soon as they came back from commercial, right before The Miz had his thing. I mean, it was all well done at the start, and then as soon as they showed Kevin Owens and Sami and backstage, and Sami Zayn they were being interviewed about the Bloodline, and then they got a text message, and I'm like, well, you're in the back, you're in the locker room. Why are you all texting? But they had a text message, and they had to go. And as soon as they got that text, I knew they were going to be in the main event. I kept wondering, are they going to, maybe that's when they bring out Gargano, and that's when maybe they bring Seth Rollins and he has to team with Cody Rhodes against and then I think that would have made a little bit more sense, but to have it with KO and Sammy, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't mad at the decision. I was just mad at the fact that A, Judgment Day lost when they've been dominating all day. B, Damian Priest was not in that Money in the Bank promo thing that we just talked about. And C, he took the pin. I mean, I'm like, again, WWE does not need to book these people in these situations to where, you weren't going to have Cody pin Dom because that's the match they're building to at Money in the Bank. And, but I don't think Damian Priest could afford an L. Neither could Finn Balor. None of them could afford a pinfall loss. So why do you book yourselves into these corners by having this happen? Damian Priest now, I mean, I thought he was one of the favorites going in. He's still my dark horse favorite to win the whole thing, but I don't know anymore because WWE likes to have people lose a bunch of matches before they go into a big event.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So close us out. What'd you like?
So we talked about the Logan Paul coming into the Money in the Bank match. Well, now we have another competitor joining the women's Money in the Bank match, and that is our girl, the amazing, the wonderful Trish Stratus.
Thank you, Trish.
Or should we say thank you, Becky, for getting Trish Stratus into the match? Because
well played.
Trish Stratus had a match with Raquel Rodriguez, and I mean it was a great match. Raquel is a stud, and I'm surprised she's not in the Money in the Bank. She should be because she's really good. And Trish Stratus,
she's gonna feud with Rhea, I think. Anyway, I don't think she needs it. I think that's why.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, but still, she's gonna lose that feud to Rhea, and then
at
least with the briefcase, you have the briefcase, and you can see, like, hey, I'm cashing in on you. Neener. But in this match, Raquel Rodriguez and Trish Stratus they're going at it. It's a banger of a match, and then all of a sudden, out comes Becky Lynch, and she interferes, sticks her nose where it doesn't belong, and tries to attack Trish Stratus in the match. And she completely botches it, completely misses, and takes out, I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened. So she comes out and takes out Zoe Stark, who also comes out in the match. And then, the bell ends, and as a result of Becky's attack, Raquel Rodriguez is disqualified. So Becky Lynch got Raquel Rodriguez disqualified from the match. Therefore, Trish Stratus is the 7th competitor in the women's.
No, six. Okay, she was the last one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought for some reason it was like a last chance match or something.
No, they hadn't got there yet. I don't think. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, Trish Stratus is now in the Money in the Bank, and she is my favorite to win the Money in the Bank now. Yeah, I was putting it all on Zelina Vega, but now I'm going with Trish Stratus. She's never competed in this match. She's never wrestled in this type of match. This will be her first Money in the Bank. She's going to go 1-0 at Money in the Bank and retire as the only undefeated wrestler in Money in the Bank history. I love it. I want to see her win it. I'm curious to see what happens with Zoe Stark. I am a little concerned about that dynamic because they cut a promo afterwards, or they had an interview, and because they're now going to be going against each other at Money in the Bank in the ladder match. And Trish Stratus even said, when I win and when I cash in, and Zoe Stark kind of looked at her.
Any of us win. Yeah.
And she was like, or when any of us, like, it's always that awkward, like, are they teasing a potential breakup already? They just got this group together. Or are they just trying to sell the match? But
sell the match.
Yeah, I know, but it is in the back. Like, why even bring that up? It is in the back of the mind, though. But yeah, I love this. I'm curious to see how Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus work together. I'm sure they're going to focus on Becky Lynch the whole time. Becky's going to focus on them the whole time. I think it's going to be a great match. And Trish Stratus, man, she's just bringing it week in and week out, and she's now a full-time wrestler. I think she's been on almost every pay-per-view this year, and is looking like $1 million.
She looks like $1 billion, and not only does she look like $1 billion, this was her best overall match. She sold her moves so amazingly when she was being ragdolled. she like limped out and got thrown perfectly. And Trish Stratus she has been doing her damn thing. I am super excited to see her in the Money in the Bank. I think she's going to do big things. I think she's going to look good. I think she's going to, yeah, I'm excited. You answered one of my questions too, because one of my questions for our segment was going to be about Trish Stratus. They already answered that because you're saying she's your favorite. So you are hoping she wins. I think she will win. Why not, man? Why not have her win? Imagine Trish Stratus with her new persona, with Zoe Stark behind her, and her having the briefcase and ready to cash it in on anybody. That equals money. I'm all for it. I thought the way she got in was perfect. That's what She Hills do. They win and get into things without winning, and that's how you're booked properly. All you Roman haters, where he has to cheat all the time. Duh. That's his gimmick. That's a heel. So I'm all for it. I loved it. I think it closed out nicely, and I'm like stoked about 2 weeks for Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is looking good. So we got the 2 Money in the Banks. We got Cody and Dom. We got Finn and Seth getting heat. We got freaking Roman, and they're probably going to main event, and Solo versus the Usos. We just have some good stuff happening in Money in the Bank. Congratulations, London. Great week for WWE.
Then another thing too, speaking of the Trish matches, Raquel Rodriguez, we talked about this just a second ago, that she's now probably going to be feuding with Rhea Ripley now. Because after the match, Rhea came out and squashed Natalya again, and she cut a promo saying that she runs this place. Did you all see what happened? And then Raquel was backstage being like, I'm going to stand up for her. And I mean, it was all of it. All of it's good. And
they had a good stare down. It was a good stare down.
They had a good stare down. And Raquel Rodriguez she's a stud too. I think that's going to be Rhea's best match since winning the title. I think she needs a good lengthy feud, and I think Raquel's the perfect person to give it to her.
I agree. I mean, and it's believable because Raquel's bigger than her. So when you think about who can Rhea get beat up by, why not somebody bigger than her? So, yes, sir. All right. Let's get into our segment. Let's just go ahead and skip it up. We got 56 minutes in. Let's get to the segment. It's almost the next day in your time and world. And so what is our segment today, Mr. Shooting Star Press?
We are going to bring back a classic today, one of our favorites. Let me get we're going to play That's Cool, That's Not Cool with our boy who might be back with the WWE.
I hope so.
Carlito.
That's cool. That's not cool.
That's not cool. So what we do is that we're going to bring up a couple of hypotheticals, and then maybe, I think we could do 2 each, and we'll talk about whether or not we think it's cool or not cool. So as always, Shooting Star Press, you have the pleasure. What are you going to bring to me? You already did a couple of mine, so I got to figure my life out. Good thing I built a bunch.
All right. Your boy, Dom Mysterio.
Oh, yeah.
Dominic Mysterio should win a title before the end of 2023. Is that cool or not cool?
Bro, I'm going to do you one up better. Dom needs to win a belt by the SummerSlam. So I'm going to say that is cool, friend. That is too. Dom needs one. He does, because Judgment Day needs belts. And even if they break up and him and Rhea are still together, because it looks like they're not going anywhere, both of them being champs, I mean, that's money written. Imagine if he beat Gunther. Just imagine Damian Priest comes in, helps him. He beats Gunther after Gunther's long. So he beats Cody after beating AJ, after beating everybody else has been beaten. He beats Cody, and then he goes and beats Gunther and wins the IC belt. Imagine that. That's heel heat. Dude got booed. Not only does he get booed when he talked now, every time he got tagged in, he got booed. Great shit. Great stuff. So, I think that's cool. What you saying?
Yeah, I go back and I've been going back and forth on this one. I'm going to say
that's not cool.
Oh,
and not because of a knock.
You're out of the fan club.
No, it's not a knock on Dom at all. It's just I don't see a belt that he could realistically win. I don't see him beating Gunther, because Gunther is trying to become the greatest IC champion of all time. He's not going to dethrone Roman Reigns.
No.
He's not going to. It's too soon for him. Seth Rollins isn't losing the belt anytime soon. Maybe he could take it off of Austin Theory, but again, it's a heel versus heel. Gunther's heel versus heel.
He's on Raw. Or SmackDown. Sorry.
Yeah, he's on SmackDown too. But I mean, they could. I don't. The draft has been meaningless until now.
True that. Yeah.
you had LA Knight on Raw this week, and he's a SmackDown guy.
Yeah.
And he didn't have it. None of them had visitors passes either. Like
No,
Paul Heyman
that's
had
done.
visitors.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but no, I don't think I want to see Dom win the title. I just don't see it happening by the end of the year. I think he can continue being the strong, dominant heel that he's been, the chicken shit heel that he's been, and he can get himself over without having a title, similar to how Seth Rollins was doing for much of 2021 and all of 2022.
Yeah.
He had the U.S. title there for a little bit, but he didn't have the top prize, and he was one of the most over guys. And I think Dominic can do the same thing on the heel side, but I just don't see a belt that maybe he teams with JD McDonough, or him and Damian Priest team up together and they go after KO and Sammy and they win the tag titles. I could see that happening, but that's probably the most realistic one of Gunther, Austin Theory, Roman Reigns, or Seth Rollins that I could see. Or he goes to NXT, which is what everybody wants, and he goes after the Wes Lee and takes that belt, or even Carmelo Hayes. I'd like that too, but I don't know. I just don't. I think it's not too soon. I just don't see a path for Dominic to get a belt.
Got it. All right. I got one for you. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa beat the Usos at Money in the Bank.
That's cool.
Oh,
okay. I think they have to. They have to. Roman's not losing 2 pay-per-views in a row. He just lost at Night of Champions, and Solo took the pin.
Yep.
I think Roman and Solo are gonna beat the Usos, and I think it's gonna come down to shenanigans as usual. Paul Heyman's gonna get involved, or that's when they bring out another Uso or another Fatu or somebody else. Rikishi comes out because Rikishi. I mean, I really want to see Rikishi get involved because he's the father of the Usos, but he's also the father of Solo. So which side is he going to be on when he comes out? And I mean, I feel like Roman and Solo have to win, and then that's how we get to eventually Roman versus Jay. Roman pins Jay or humiliates Jay, or he beats up Jimmy, and then he wins, and they beat down Jimmy after the match because Jay's out of the equation somehow, and that's what sets up the feud that we all want to see, which is Roman versus Jay.
Yeah. This was a hard one for me because I think it's going to go either way, right? That is the bloodline ending or is it not ending? If it's ending, Usos win. If it's not ending, Roman and Solo win. So I'm going to say that's cool as well. I'm going to agree with you. Cool. I think Roman needs to get the win. I think they'll pin Jimmy, not Jay, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think they'll move on. The only way I can see is if Solo takes the L and then Roman just flips out and then destroys Solo and the Usos have to come save him and then he joins them. But I don't know if Solo's ready to join yet. So on his brother's sides. Yeah, I think it's going to go a little bit longer. So I'm going to say they're getting the win. So, all right, we ready? Can we do one more each or is 2 minutes over? We good? All right, well, you hit me up. What you got?
All right. Raquel Rodriguez should be the one to take the women's world title off of Rhea Ripley.
I'm going to say that's not cool.
That's not cool.
And the only reason because they just did it. So Rhea's not losing that belt anytime soon. She is literally the only good female wrestler in WWE right now. She is so over. I don't see Raquel winning it now. WrestleMania 40? Okay, I can see that. So if we go there, maybe, but I think since they're doing it now, it won't be. I can actually see a situation where Rhea's going to lose the belt if like a Trish Stratus or someone like that, Money in the Bank loss. That's how I think Rhea will lose it, because usually when you have a dominant champion, they can't lose in a one-on-one. They got to lose somehow, cheap Brock Lesnar's and so on. So I can see her losing to a Money in the Bank winner. But no, I'm going to say that's not cool. I think Rhea needs to have this belt. I think she needs to have it longer than Mania, but we'll see how that goes. And she can, even with the Money in the Bank winner beating her for it, because it's a year away from now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's
not cool.
It's not happening. It's not happening. I think, like you said, if it was happening at WrestleMania, maybe even at SummerSlam, I could see her having a chance. But I think this is going to be a one-off type match, and then it's going to lead to her versus Becky because they had that moment a couple weeks ago, or it's going to lead to maybe her versus Charlotte again. I don't know, but she's due. It's not going to be Raquel Rodriguez.
Not going to be. All right. So all my other ones you've pretty much answered. So I'm going to wing it right now. You ready? I'm going to go NXT. Let's go
Okay.
NXT. We didn't talk about it, but I still love NXT. We're going to go simple. Baron Corbin beats Carmelo Hayes next week, a week from today, and becomes the champion, even though he's going to lose this Friday before the Tuesday to the moon himself.
Yeah.
Cool or not cool? It's got to be that situation, though. It's got to be he's going to lose and then beat Carmelo. Carmelo comes back or goes to Raw SmackDown afterwards.
That's cool.
All right, still cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like it, but I feel like if that's the only option, then that's what we have to do. But I don't want him to. He doesn't need to lose before a big. I mean, but
he's losing on Friday. He's losing.
That's WWE's thing. They have people lose before they go after big titles or big matches. Apparently, see Knight, LA, and all the other people. But yeah, I think it's time. Carmelo Hayes. He cut a fire promo tonight on NXT against Baron Corbin. It was really good.
He did? I haven't seen it. Okay.
It's probably his best one since being champ.
I love Carmelo Hayes, so I'm not even.
But I think Baron Corbin, he's going to NXT for a reason, and that's to win the NXT title. And I think it's his time. He needs to right his ship a little bit and reverse course and really rebuild himself. And I think NXT is the perfect way to do it. If you're going to have him lose in NXT, then what's the point of even having him in the WWE at this point?
I agree with you. I'm going to say that's cool as well. And I don't want to see him lose Friday. I just know he's going to. And I love Carmelo Hayes. I have his shirt. I just got it finally. I bought a ton of shirts and finally got my Carmelo Hayes shirt. I have been a Carmelo Hayes fan. Check my status on my TikTok forever. But I think he's ready for the big times. And I think this is going to be a situation where Baron Corbin's going to win and kind of keep that belt for a while and then give somebody that rub when they beat him. Yeah. And I think he needs that push before he goes back, kind of what they did with Mandy Rose before she did an OnlyFans. So.
And Dolph Ziggler. And
Dolph Ziggler did everyone else. Yeah. So, yes, sir.
I have one more. I don't want to end on the Raquel Rodriguez one.
All right.
One more. Okay, and I think you'll like it's Judgment Day related. And we hinted at it last week. Finn Balor will beat Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And then Damian Priest will cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Finn Balor.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to say that's cool. I love that idea. I almost did it for my unpopular opinion or book it or lose it on my TikTok. I was going to use that and credit you. I think it's a great idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's cool if it did. So I'm going to go with it. I think that'd be phenomenal. And they can keep Judgment Day going for a few more months with the riffing and before Finn finally leaves and wins the belt back or something like that. So I'm all for it.
That's cool.
I agree. I think it's the same thing. I want to see it happen. I would love it because Finn Balor's been talking about how Seth Rollins took everything from him 7 years ago. So what if Finn Balor wins the title at Money in the Bank, and then 24 hours later he has to relinquish it to Damian Priest because Damian Priest cashes in after Finn Balor has a match, similar to what happened when he won the title last time. I mean, talk about poetic justice. And this is what leads to one of them leaving Judgment Day, either Finn leaving because Damian Priest did that with the Judgment Day's blessing, or they helped him, or Damian Priest turns on the Judgment Day, betrays them, and Finn Balor stays with the group. So it can lead to so many different angles.
And you know what? I can see Seth losing this belt already. I mean, do I think he will? No, but I can see it because when you're trying to be the working man champ, you usually lose it pretty quick. Cena didn't hold it forever.
No.
People don't. When you're the working man champ and you wrestle all the time and you eventually lose. So, I mean.
And if he's gonna, I mean, I know that the movie he was filming, what was it, Iron Man or Spider-Man or something? Captain, I don't know a movie, Fantastic Four, I think. It was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But even if that takes off, I mean, I could see, and he has to go film more movies, or he's going to be, he's going to be missing some time. So
yeah, I agree.
I mean, I know they want their belt. They want it to be the workhorse title, and Damian Priest could do it.
Heck yeah, he can. Let's go. Hopefully it works. 2 weeks. We'll see. We'll see. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. People tuned in tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate the comments. Y'all checking us out. Keep subscribing. We will be back Thursday to talk all things the brand new Collision and Dynamite, all things AEW. It should be a fire show with us. A lot of things happened. And a lot of things didn't happen. So As always, we appreciate you two dudes, Wolfpack. I am Mr. MWO, and with me, as always, is
everybody's favorite ginger kid, Shooting Star Press, here on the TikTok. Where go subscribe to us on the YouTube. We're almost to 300 subscribers. We're at 257 or something like that. So I appreciate everyone's love and support. I posted a TikTok yesterday. I'm posting more today. I've got a couple coming in.
I gotta go watch it. You did it. Yeah.
I'm not in the video, but
okay.
I was making fun of Tozawa when he went to Cody Rhodes to ask.
That was good.
Yeah, and I was like, this was like me in high school when I asked to get picked to play 2-on-2 basketball. And nobody ever picked me, and that's why I was hoping they would lose, because I'm like, that's why they lost. It didn't happen, but yeah, I'm Shooting Star PRS on the TikTok, on the Instagram. Go find us, Two Dudes with Attitudes, on Apple, Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio now. We're on Google. We're on all the big podcast players. So go find us and subscribe and share some love, and hit us up on Twitch as well. And I'm trying to get us on Kick too, the new Kick platform.
All right.
I tried to link to it tonight, but it didn't click for some reason. So it didn't kick for whatever reason, but we'll get there.
We'll get there, my man. All right. As always, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Two dudes.
To the pod every Wednesday, back to represent. Two dudes with attitudes. Yeah, here comes the main event. Every week it's the dudes from the east and the west, breaking down everything you've seen, and the best of the best came together on TikTok. Hit it off from the jump. Now they never gon' stop. Shooting Star PRS. You can hit the follow. My wrestling opinion is someone you should all know, and they call him MWO. Yeah, it's rich on the flow, and I